Bulgaria, early 20th century. A country still finding itself after centuries under Ottoman rule. Sofia growing slowly into a modern capital. Grand European buildings appearing beside old wooden houses. Horse carts sharing roads with the first automobiles. In this world, a man walked the streets of Sofia, dressed like he had stepped off a train from Paris. Parisian suits, Viennese bow ties, shoes imported from Argentina and polished to a mirror finish. He was charming, witty, educated enough to hold any room. Women fell for him immediately. Sokrat Kirshveng, the most elegantly dressed man in any room he entered, also carried an adze, a woodcutter's broad curved blade, his trade tool from his days as a lumberjack apprentice. He is recorded as Bulgaria's first serial killer, and the story of how he was finally caught involves one of the most grotesque miscarriages of justice in Bulgarian criminal history.
Sokrat Kirshveng was born around 1882 in the village of Alino, Sofia province. His mother was Bulgarian Romani, his father Greek. He was born with a slight defect in one shoulder, something he spent his entire life overcompensating for through sheer presentation. His parents died when he was very young. The orphan was sent to Somokov, a mountain town nearby, where he became a lumberjack's apprentice. He learned the adze. But Somokov was too small, too plain. In 1908, he married Elena Manova. They had 2 children. And then he simply left. Abandoned his family, traveled to Sofia, told them he was going to make his fortune and return for them. In Sofia, he met Vangelia Yurdanova, a tailor who worked occasionally for the hospital. She fell for him the moment she saw him, as women always did.
In Sofia, Kirshveng was living well with Vangelia, eventually ran out of money. And when Sokrat Kirshveng ran out of money, his thoughts turned to the simplest possible solution. He decided to kill Elena, his wife and mother to his children. Not out of rage, not out of passion, out of pure, cold convenience. She was a loose thread. He hired a cart driver named Dimitar Tsvetkov and traveled back to Samakov. He told his family they were finally coming to live with him in the capital. On the road back to Sofia, near the village of Pancharevo, he told the driver to take the children on ahead while he and Elena went for a short walk. He told her he wanted to show her the cherry garden he had just bought. She followed him into the bushes. He killed her with the adze. When the cart driver returned, Kirshveng was alone. He explained that Elena had decided to visit some relatives nearby for a couple of days. The driver believed him, and Kirshveng hid the bloodied adze in the back of the cart.
On the way, Kirshveng quietly tucked the bloodied adze under sacks in the back of the cart. When they arrived in the city, he walked directly to the police. He reported that Dimitar Tsvetkov had murdered his wife on the road. He described everything with grief-stricken precision. Police searched the cart. They found the adze, covered in blood, in the cart driver's possession. The court sentenced Dimitar Tsvetkov to death. He was hanged. An innocent man who drove a cart for a living, executed for a murder committed by the man who hired him. Kirshveng attended the proceedings, then went home to Vangelia.
With Eleanor dead and an innocent man hanged for it, life in Sofia continued for Sokrat Kirshveng. He lived with Vangelia, the tailor, but he had already begun a relationship with another woman, Aisha. And Vangelia, like Elena before her, had simply run her course. He invited her for a walk near Gorna Banja, a quiet suburb of Sofia. He found a suitably isolated spot, and he began to strangle her. But Vangelia Jordanova was not going quietly. She screamed, loudly enough for people nearby to hear. Police were called. Kirshveng was caught at the scene. He was tried, convicted, sentenced to hang. And then the judge looked at his children and decided that executing their father would make them penniless orphans. His sentence was commuted to 17 years. He walked into a Bulgarian prison. He served his sentence, and then he walked back out again.
Kirshveng was released from prison in the 1930s, older, greyer. He found his way to the home of his aunt, Eftimia Stravkova, in Sofia. Her husband, Ivan Stravkov, was 85 years old, a veteran of the Battle of Shipka Pass. He had received a golden pocket watch as an honorary gift for his military service. Kirshveng watched the old man. He needed money. One afternoon he burst into the room where Stravkov was sleeping. He demanded everything, the golden pocket watch. When the old man fought back, he was killed. Then Kirshveng went to his aunt's room. She was killed too. He took the watch. He took what else he could carry. He put a sign on the shop door, closed for 10 days, and left. One regular customer noticed. The shop never closed. She went to the police. Police arrived. They found both bodies. Investigator noticed something. The golden pocket watch was missing. He began visiting every watchmaker in Sofia. The third one said yes. A man had come in recently, medium build, slight shoulder defect, older, but dressed with an unusual care for someone selling second-hand goods. The trail went directly to Sokrat Kirshveng. He was arrested. The man who had escaped justice for 20 years, who had framed an innocent cart driver and watched him hang, was finally out of moves. The trial of Sokrat Albert Kirshveng opened on the 22nd of February, 1937. Sofia turned out for it. The courtroom was packed. Bulgaria wanted to see the face of the monster. His confession to the magistrates lasted 3 hours. He admitted everything. Elena, his aunt, her husband. He described each crime precisely. He admitted to being a sadist. And then, at the moment of sentencing, he made a request that Bulgarian courts had never heard before. "Give me it. If there is nobody to do it, I'll do it myself." He was sentenced to death the following day. The night between the 13th and 14th of April 1937, Sokrat Albert Kirshveng was hanged at Sofia prison. He was approximately 55 years old. He made 2 final requests before the execution. The first, that he be buried as a Christian. The second, that his children never learn that he had murdered their mother. The children whose mother he had killed with an adze in a Bulgarian woodland and blamed on a cart driver who died for it. Dimitar Tsvetkov had been dead for 18 years by the time Kirshveng hanged. No exoneration, no correction, no monument. Just a footnote in the story of a man who dressed in Parisian suits and murdered people. Bulgaria's first serial killer.